Take this off. Now I'm gonna leave my robe on. I'm cold. All right, y'all. So I saw a TikTok a while back that said, "Welcome to Black Girl Say Something." I saw a TikTok a while back that said, "Them 2010s little girls who's wearing tutus." I can tell you right now, I am organizing my keepsake bin, as I normally do. Probably I do it every maybe 2 to 3 years. Every 3 years, I will organize the keepsake box. It's more like a bin now because I have two children, and they're big kids. And my daughter, this was her tutu from Halloween. I don't have. She had like three tutus over the course, like her first 3 years of life, because that was like the vibe. One was like a Minnie Mouse theme. Another one was a Princess and the Frog theme, and then this one was just a Halloween theme. I kind of wanted it shaped like a pumpkin, but of course the tool has. So I had this bright idea that I was going to take these and make lamps out of them, and I never did. What else I got in here? I just posted a video where I'm crying. I'm like, my Shayla, because this was my daughter. This was her size. She wasn't a preemie because of the time frame that she was born, but her weight, she was the time that she was born, she was considered a preemie by the number of weeks, her gestational weeks, but she's going to be 15, y'all. Ooh, my baby. But her weight didn't qualify her to be a preemie because she was 5 pounds 9 ounces. But this is 2010. The rules were so different and a little bit more lax back in the day. What else is in my keepsake box? Things like this. My son has a shirt making business, and so I took them on their first cruise in 2022. And so this will go into the keepsake box, right? I also have just all these random shirts. Like my son, he played football, so I'm not football. My son, he played football, so I'm not football. He played baseball, so I have this. And he played baseball. He's 10 now. He played baseball when he was like 3. Loads and loads of gymnastics leotards, because if you know, you know. This is from when I was in high school. It's like there's certain things they're not going to get thrown away. And why add to the waste? Clothing is such a waste. Get healthy, stay healthy. I have to throw that one away. Anywho, what y'all doing? It's Sunday. My phone about to die, so I'm not going to be on here long. But as we get ready to, as TikTok is getting ready, see, this was one of the kids' shirts. As TikTok is getting ready to depart from us, some of my favorite TikTok sounds. I said one today, and my sister just bust out laughing. The little girl sitting here thinking about this moment. I just can't. That little sound. And whatever happened to the young fella that was like, how does that song go? And he kept saying like, people, children, people crying. He kept getting the words wrong. Certain things that be in the keepsake box, like Black History is coming up, so I gotta pull out my stuff because content, you know the vibes. I saw a young lady on here say, oh, it's my son. My Shayla. He's 10. I saw a young lady on here say, where are you gonna go? Everybody's saying the same, pretty much the same theme. Where are you going to go? Especially for those of us who, somebody like myself, I'm older. I've been on Facebook. And the thing about being on Facebook, to me, Facebook was never about creating content. It was about keeping your people who are a little bit further away abreast about what's going on in your world. They also respect the expertise that comes with seeing your growth. So it's kind of like a distant family. When it comes to posting like my reels and stuff, when TikTok first introduced reels, I was one of the people that was in the creator or whatever of Facebook. and they would pay you for all of these views. And then I get off Facebook, because as I do sometimes, I will get off for 6 months, a year. So when you come back, it's like you have to rebuild that rapport, but not even with your audience. And so I never find myself scrolling on on Facebook, because again, I don't like the video content that Facebook pushes out to those feeds. If I'm on my regular homepage, I just like to see what people post, like it, keep it moving. If I post, people see my posts and I see theirs. That's Facebook. Facebook is like your distant family that you keep abreast about what's going on in your life. TikTok, though, ain't gonna be nobody like our good girl TikTok. Ain't gonna be nobody like her, because I saw a lady on here say, I go on my, I have a business Instagram. And I had a personal Instagram at one point, and then I deleted it because I had been on Instagram since Instagram first started. My business has been on Instagram since Instagram first started. And over time, what I found was I didn't like seeing or not seeing the people that I follow, because that was the whole purpose of Instagram. You want to see the people that you follow. But it got to the point where I wasn't seeing the people that I follow on my personal Instagram, so I haven't had a personal Instagram for years. My business Instagram is very much just that. But explain to me why, when you are looking on Instagram and you're scrolling through Reels, I don't get to see other businesses. Just like over here on TikTok, I have this TikTok and I have Top Notch Eyewear, which is my business TikTok. And on that business page, I see other Black businesses. I see other up and coming businesses. I see other optician-owned optical businesses. I see other eyewear businesses. But if I'm on Instagram, and I've had my business page on Instagram since Instagram first started, no matter how many Black-owned businesses I follow or how many people I network with and I see them, no matter how many people I network with and I see them and I follow them on Instagram, it never translates to Instagram that, hey, this is a business page and I only want to see business owners. It's like, why would they not allow me the opportunity to see other businesses? Instead, it's like, it's such a weird place. Like, you'll see something so random on your Instagram feed and it's like, what is that? So I never really understand how, they can determine what the algorithm is going to do. Whereas TikTok does have it so niche down that I've made some really great connections here just by somebody seeing me on their For You page. Oh no, nobody is doing that over here. That's not right. Delete that. Yeah, that comment, that's out of pocket. Thank you for the likes. I don't know if you're referring to the video that I just posted, but definitely not that. I have 2 big children and I'm organizing my keepsake box. And because I'm organizing the keepsake box, I'm seeing things like the little fella who wore this, he's now 10 years old. And that's what that video is. Ain't nothing like that going on over here. Anywho, but it's like, yeah, I've met some really great people over here on TikTok, and it's like, how do we get that same rapport and that same relationship to translate on another app? You don't. Because in all of the years that I've had Instagram, since I first got on Instagram in 2012, 2013, it would always be, and this is me as a business owner, because my personal Instagram would be like people from Facebook. You'd be like, oh, follow me on Instagram. But when it came time to have the business Instagram, you had to have it in order to like really get your business known. So my business has been on Instagram since the beginning of time. And if I can tell you this, my business Instagram has probably about the same amount of followers as my business TikTok. And my business hasn't even been on TikTok since the beginning of TikTok. It's only been on TikTok since 2021, maybe even 2022. Or we started the page in 21 and got serious in 2022. It's at Top Notch Eyewear. Top Notch Eyewear is my brand. It's my optical. That's what I do. That's the bread and butter. So I'm like, yeah, we're on Pinterest. We're on YouTube. We're on all of these platforms. Whatever platform comes out, we're on Twitter. We're on everything. But I say all of that to say that over on TikTok, I could be on live and make a sale right then and there. I don't go live on Instagram. I don't think I've ever really been live on Instagram other than when people invite me to their lives because they're doing like a show or something. But the relationships and the rapport that you can build just by somebody seeing you come across their For You page is unmatched. We're not going to get that anywhere else. There's no other way to duplicate, replicate, syndicate. Like, there's no other way to match that, to copy that. Like, the recipe is not going to be the same because these apps have now become, such a place of ads and streaming, and the fight for popularity, when some of us really just got on these apps because it's where you feel comfortable. Yeah, Instagram is less spiritual. TikTok is more engaging, and Instagram Live is different. Yeah. But yeah, so what I'm ultimately saying is, like, I get, it's like, even if you tell somebody subscribe to your YouTube, I've been on YouTube Live. I did Vlogmas for my podcast, Black Girl Say Something. So I did that for December. We went live every day for 31 days. And let me tell you the truth. Even with YouTube, it's such a weird place because you'll post, like, for example, I'll post like my nails getting done and someone will comment like, oh, the comments just be off the wall. It don't even be related. Like, when people say they get like weirdo comments in their comment section, when I first started really getting on TikTok, I would get them seldomly. A weird comment or somebody bashing or somebody calling you dumb or something stupid like that. Like somebody saying something to you out of pocket that they wouldn't say in your face. You block them, you report them. It don't happen that often. On YouTube and these other platforms, there's always a way for it to happen. And there's so many scams. You get, like Instagram, I have so many message requests on my business page, and it will be the weirdest thing. And it's like, it's so strange. It's such a strange place. So I don't know. I did see a young lady on here, and I felt where she was coming from. But again, I work. I have other things that I do. I don't make money from TikTok. I just be on here posting and talking and having fun. And I really like seeing the people that you've seen from the beginning. TikTok. Yeah, TikTok on it more than other platforms. Yeah, because they have the technology or whatever it is. Like, you can have my data, babes. Y'all already got it. You know what I'm saying? I be telling people all the time. For example, I have a business. Again, major plug, Top Notch Eyewear. Follow us. Wherever you want to follow us. We're even on Facebook. That's how old school I am. But what I was going to say, I had a lady write me and say, and I'm assuming it's a lady because it's a lady's name, but I got a message in my business portal, my business message portal, that was like, hey, I ordered some goggles from you and I put the wrong address. So when I go look, anytime you send a company a message or you subscribe to their email list, it already captures all of your data. What does that look like? For me as the business owner, I can see your physical address, your IP address, your mailing address, your home address, your IP address, your name, and sometimes even your date of birth. The system captures all of that in just that moment when you decide you want to send me a message about a fake order with your email. It captures all of that. So I was able to screenshot her first and last name because, again, she sent me a message. It came through the message portal. She didn't send me her first and last name. She just sent me an order number and said it was the wrong address. So I screenshot it, and it had her first and last name and 0 orders. And she's like, well, how do you have 0 orders for me when I have an order number? She gives me the order number. I said, well, that order number is not, I'm not even in that sequence of order numbers. Right now, we're still at 4-digit order numbers. So you sending me a 6-digit order number, I know you didn't order anything for my business. And plus, we don't sell goggles. So that ended in that way. But I'm saying all of that to say, when they're talking about data and how people take it and this, that, and the third, there's companies out here as a business owner, I've been in business since 2013. There's companies out here that you can buy their email list. That's a whole thing. You can buy a company's email. You can buy an email list and start generating sales through buying an email list. And it'd be like tens of thousands of emails on there. Or if you're a homeowner, you would know, them people be calling you all the time. The minute you put that key in your door when you first buy that house, you're getting a call. Guess what these people calling you about? Trying to see if you want to sell your house. It's like, well, damn, I ain't even moved in. The paint ain't even dry on the porch yet. And y'all want to know if I want to sell my house? So, you know, this fight about data, whatever, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. But back to what I was saying, there was this young lady who made a video, and if y'all remember, there was a video that went viral. The girl, she wears glasses and she has braces, and she had ate the lemon with the salt, or the lime with the salt, and she was like slobbing everywhere. And people were trying to buy that video from her. And I even made a video and I was like, girl, don't sell that video because it's going to end up in the wrong place, because there is people who fetishize like you salivating and all of that. Anywho, I just saw a video from her today where she said, you know, people are saying go to these other apps. But the thing is, I was only ever on this app. She was like, yeah, I'm on Instagram, but I was only ever on TikTok, and I went viral by mistake, and that changed my life. I think about the people like her, not necessarily people like me, because I don't make money from TikTok. There's no TikTok shop. There is none of that. Like, I buy things. I'm a consumer. So I buy things on TikTok shop. Yes, I'm also a business, but I'm not on, my business page is not set up to where we haven't made no sales on TikTok shop, like, because that's not what we push. So I think about people like her, where it's like, damn, that little extra income that she was getting to be able to say, you know, she even said it, where she could buy groceries or pay her light bill. Like, we all need extra income. As a business owner myself, I work other jobs in order to make ends meet when business is slow. But TikTok is not one of those jobs for me. So I think about the people like her who came on this app to have a good time, posted a video, accidentally it went viral, and then started getting paid, and then now they can't get that little extra income anymore. And that's tough, because even when we look at all of these businesses closing, I just saw another, I'm in South Florida, so a lot of the Macy's are going to be closing. A lot of the Party Cities are closing. Big Lots recently just closed. I just saw an article, some Kohl's in the areas are going to be closing. What do you think is happening to small business owners? I'm holding on. As far as my small business go, we just hit 11 years, and I'm holding on to the hope that I'm not going to let go of my business, because my business is my baby. I've taken care of her. I've grown her. I've taken so many losses. I've had so many wins. I've gotten so much recognition. I'm published in all these articles. I've won awards for my business. And when you take away a platform like TikTok, where does that leave the small business owners? Where does that leave the smaller creators who went viral on accident? Again, I'm not part of that, but I think about those people because I have a heart for the people. And so when people are, you know, this will all make sense. When people are talking about like, oh, the fires and the different disasters that happen, as somebody who lives in South Florida, I get why people don't evacuate when they say evacuate. Because when a hurricane comes and you are in your home and you're trying to figure out what all can you save, and you can only save a couple of things, but you kind of need everything. We don't understand. As somebody who has a doctorate in health science, like, we have to come to an understanding and an agreement that just because it's things, people need things to live. People lose their house and it's like, oh, well, at least you have your life. No, you don't. You need some of the basic necessities that you need to live are housing, food, and water, shelter, clothing, food, and water. Those are the basic necessities. If you don't have a roof over your head, you don't have your basic necessities. How are you going to live? You see what I'm saying? So when it's like, oh, people should evacuate or people need to evacuate, you know. But the app is being funny because people are releasing their drafts. I'm slowly but surely downloading drafts because there are some trends that I would record with my kids that I'll never post. I need to download those and save them to my phone. I'm going to do that today. That's on my to-do list. But yeah, that's my little rant on whatever is going to be the fate of the Tick and the Talk. But yeah, there's nowhere where we're going to be able to translate and say, hey, I'm just a black girl with something to say, and I'm going to get on here and people going to listen. And then I'm going to find out that people have the same shared experience because I have a podcast called Black Girls Say Something. And it wasn't until I came on this app. I've had the podcast for 2 years before I started getting on this app and talking about some of my experiences, only to find a community of women that are like, oh my gosh, I've listened to your podcast. So glad you're safe. So glad you made it out. I've been saying the same things on my podcast on other platforms for the 2 years that I've had the podcast. And there was nowhere where I found a community of people who were willing to listen because this black girl had something to say. And that's true tea. Okay? That is true tea. Anywho, where y'all viewing from? What's the tea? What do we have going on? Yeah, so in my keepsake box, there's like random t-shirts. Like this is a shirt we made when I took my kids on their first family cruise. It was our first cruise together. It wasn't my first cruise, it was my third cruise, but it was our first cruise, our first vacation together that wasn't gymnastics related because my daughter was a competitive gymnast. And of course, I can't say it enough, 2024 ended that. And yeah, her expressing to me that she misses it, I get it. But sometimes, and I made a video about this just recently, just sometimes, you could be doing something for so long and then it hurts you. And then you realize you can't go back to it. And this ain't just about gymnastics. This ain't just about gymnastics. So where y'all gonna go? If y'all following me, I need to know where y'all going. What's the lick? Where we sliding to after this? Oh, I'm also on Fanbase. Again, been on there since they first announced that app. I'm on Blue Sky. Been on there since they first announced that app. I'm on there on those apps. I'm on there. On Fanbase, I'm on there as Black Girl Say Something. On Blue Sky, I'm on there as Top Notch Eyewear. And we got some amazing things getting ready to come, and it's like the crux of it all is like, dang, I ain't gonna be able to share it on TikTok. My daughter did 2021 championship as a gymnast. Shit, 2021. Her 2022-2023 season, she was number 7 in the state. Yeah, all type of stuff is in here. And we buy shirts every time we go out of some country. There's a shirt to be bought. All right, so thank you for joining me on my little quick live rant. My phone is going dead. I'm going to head out. But remember, I have a podcast called Black Girl Say Something, where this black girl has something to say. We air an episode every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can tune in wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as we have some subscriber-only content available through Spotify. We're also on Patreon as well. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube, because the thing about it is this black girl has something to say, and it is my goal to get it out there and share it with those, because it is a shared experience amongst being the eldest daughter to to immigrant parents. My mom was also a teen mom too. So, and just learning and doing things differently. The whole purpose of Black Girl Say Something is the idea that we need to use our voice to speak up for ourselves and let other people know that what we want is what we deserve, and we're not playing humble in this season. So tune in.